in such a way I was so guarding every ounce of energy that I had. And when I would get home from the grocery store, I'd be doing good just to get things put back away, but I was exhausted, and sometimes that would wipe me out for 2 or 3 days. And another thing that I had done through that exhaustion period was I was going to one of our big box stores, and I knew I was exhausted when I got there. And I wanted to stay and just look at things, just to be engaged. That might not make any sense, but I just wanted to be engaged in something other than my TV set and my computer and my pillow. So I had actually decided to hop on a handicap scooter, and so I could stay engaged in the store, so I could finish everything I wanted to do, so I could maybe look at some pretty things. And I ran into somebody I knew, and then it got real. And she never asked what was wrong or why I was on a handicap scooter, and I'm somewhat thankful she didn't ask.
Yeah.
But that made it real to me. It made me kind of stop and look in a mirror that this is the state that it had gotten to.
Wow. Yeah, that's. I don't think you told me that before.
I think that's the saddest part of my story.
Wow.
About 5 years ago, I had a lot of aches and pains, and the bottom of my feet hurt, my knees hurt, my wrists hurt, and I felt achy all over, lethargic, very tired, no energy, lots of weight gain, and just felt tired all the time. Kind of got depressed, didn't really want to get out of bed, had to force myself to get out of bed and just go about my whole day, you know, but it was a struggle.
Yeah.
I felt anxious a lot. I couldn't think real well. I would fluctuate. I would lose weight without trying, and then I would gain weight. And no matter, I would try different diets or working out, and it wasn't helping. The worst part was the fatigue. And for years after each pregnancy, the fatigue would get really bad, and I would get really weak. My muscles were weak. I had no energy, and I kept going to see different doctors and was just really frustrated. And a lot of them were trying to give me medication for anxiety, and pretty much just tell me they didn't know what was going on. And I didn't want to take the medication because I didn't know what was causing my symptoms.
Kept going to doctors. You know, one doctor told me I had rheumatoid arthritis, another doctor told me I had osteoarthritis, another doctor told me I had diabetes, like pre-diabetes, another doctor told me I was depressed.
My doctor did diagnose me with adrenal fatigue.
And what did she do? Did she give you hormones or some sort of medication for it? Or?
I had hormone replacement therapy,
Okay.
and I also had different supplements that I was taking.
And so how did that help?
It didn't much.
Okay.
And I became pretty frustrated with that process, that she said that she basically thought that she had done everything she could. I also did some parasite cleansing and you know, different cleanses that were supposed to help, but I didn't see much in results from that.
My OB thought I had a possible thyroid. I was kind of, I don't know what the word would be, right at a level that was possibly not normal. And they had put me on a low dose of Synthroid when I was pregnant. And after I had the baby, I went off of it, and that's when everything kind of went crazy. And I was nursing my baby, and I started gaining weight. My face swelled, my eyes were swollen, my hair was falling out, and the fatigue was just terrible. So at that point, I went in and they found out that my thyroid pretty much was going crazy, and they put me on a higher dose of Synthroid, and then I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's.
I knew something was going on, but every time I went to the doctor, they're like, oh, you know, your numbers are great, your thyroid's great. Even had, somebody tell me, well, another diagnosis was thyroid. And so did the thyroid check, blood work came back, perfect. Doctor said, everybody's numbers should be as good as yours. If everything is so good, why am I 45 pounds, gained 45 pounds? Why am I tired all the time? Why do I walk around in brain fog?
Brain fog was a huge one.
The brain fog.
When you were speaking, I literally was crying in my seat because I felt like everything that you were saying, I felt like it was me. And that was the first time that someone was pretty much describing what I was going through. And I felt like after hearing you that there might be a chance, that there was hope that I might actually be able to help, especially the Hashimoto's, because I was told by other doctors, it's something you have and it's something you're going to live with, and you can take the thyroid medicine, but that was pretty much it. And I felt so frustrated at that point. So after hearing what you were saying that night, I knew something was gonna help.
Also, getting all the tests done for the thyroid and the gluten sensitivity, finding all that out gave me so much of a chance. I mean, it's like craziness how much better I did after that.
Pretty much we started out in the beginning, we did some of the testing, and the one that stood out to me the most was when you tested for inflammation, and it was a color test, and mine was pretty much at the worst. So at first I was thinking, oh my gosh, like how sick am I? This isn't good, but it also showed me kind of where we were starting.
Now I am fantastic. I tell you every day. I thank God for you every day, and I don't know where I'd be if I didn't, come here. Now I have absolutely no aches and pains. The bottom of my feet don't hurt anymore. I haven't taken Advil in 4 months. I have no body aches. I have no brain fog. My brain fog is completely gone. I'm as sharp and as clear as can be. I can have smart remarks back now. I lost 42 pounds.
And today I'm down 22 pounds.
That's so great.
And that's just by following that. And not only is it about the weight, but I'm starting to feel better on the inside too, and that's huge.
It was like day and night.
What did you notice?
The changes just came very quickly. I felt strength again. I felt energy again. I started coming out of that fog. I had more and more days that felt clearer, and I felt like doing something or going somewhere.
Right.
And that was astounding in the difference that it made in a short amount of time.
Try it, because I was at my wit's end and I had nowhere else to turn. I had been everywhere. I couldn't do any more, fighting for myself. I had fought for myself for 7 months and I would get nowhere. And just prescriptions and medication and anti-inflammatories, and I wasn't getting any answers. Just camouflaging everything. Here, take this, take that. And I just would say, at least give it a chance, give it an opportunity, try it, and you will love it.
Honestly, I think the biggest thing is if you're questioning trying it, try it. Because it really, especially, there's so many people out there that are sick and hurting and don't know where to start, and this is the first time in my life where I can feel a change, and not only can I feel it, but I can see it.
I do understand the fear and the apprehension that a person would have going into this, because there's so many other people that are willing to slap their solution onto you and say, oh, do this, and that's all there is to it. But I saw some definite results quickly, and coming from the place that I was coming from with so many symptoms and so many issues, I wouldn't have believed it was possible for all of that to go away. And I did feel like a hypochondriac because I had so many different symptoms and they didn't seem to make any sense or necessarily make sense together. And you did bring the whole thing together. And it's been one thing after another, and these things have disappeared, and I've forgotten half of what was wrong.
Yeah.
But it does work. Without any doubt, it does work. And you can feel 20 years younger and stronger and not even realize how quickly you move back into that, and you start to feel like you're in your own body again instead of this old, decrepit, 100-year-old body that, you know, you're in need of assistance in walking.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty drastic change.